everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. I'll be your immortal God Emperor for this evening. You might hear, got a little nasally voice going on. It's a little better than what the Emperor is dealing with, but a little nasal right now. I feel good. In fact, Chris, I think you said last week before Tomb of Horrors I sounded a little nasally. But I felt fine pretty much all weekend till like Sunday, and I'm feeling a little under the weather a little bit, but not bad, really fine. But I'm drinking some hot tea out of my Lawful Good mug because I feel like I might do some really bad things today, and I need my Lawful Good mug to counterbalance that. So my question to all of you is, what's your go-to when you're sick? What do you need? Everybody, and Price is Right aside, because I know that's something that a lot of people like to watch when they're sick. But what's the thing you go to when you're sick? Mine is hot tea for certain. And I also love a good nap, which I haven't had in quite some time. What about you all? Joey does something probably really strange.
So you mentioned The Price is Right. I recently caught on to the show called Supermarket Sweep.
Oh,
Like a show from like the 80s or like the 70s.
is this the one where they like race around the supermarket to grab stuff? Okay.
I have like groceries.
I didn't figure. I didn't know what this was. I was at like the dentist's office, like somewhat recently, and like I just saw it. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this when I get home. And it's honestly amazing.
What's the premise though? Is it they're competing or something?
So like pretty much, they do like this like guess this brand type like quiz show for a little bit, and then you buy time, and that's how much time you have to like collect as much as you want from the supermarket.
So it's just they're like doing their own shopping at the end of it?
So the thing is though is that there's secret products laden throughout the supermarket where they get like extra money if they can figure out like the clues and stuff. So they'll be like, "Oh, you brought over the inflatable Windex bottle. You get an extra $2,000."
Oh, okay.
In addition to whatever you get in the supermarket.
I didn't realize it was this involved. I feel like I've seen commercials of it when I was a kid, and it was like people just running around scrambling, getting stuff, trying to beat each other. But no, it's apparently there's thought involved.
There's a system. There's a whole. Okay. It's actually a great game show, and every time like during like the quiz portion, like the person's partner will have to go and run and grab that product, and the host is like slow down every time. Like they're like running back because they're like, I gotta bring this back, but he's like calm down every time, like
knocking things over. Yeah,
he's just like chill.
So this has been your new ritual, Joey. You've been when you've been sick, you've been watching the show.
Yes.
Joey's like not sick. I watch it all the time.
I just watch this show. My new favorite game show.
Okay, Joey just found a way to sneak in his favorite game show, and it was. What about you, Dasha? What do you do when you're sick? What's the biggest thing you go to?
So my family is from Belarus, so I grew up with a lot of traditional like herbal remedies, and now I've let go of many of them because they're frankly horrible, and I did not enjoy them as a child. I'm sure they work to some degree. My go-to is tea, and then just a big spoonful of like good honey, and I just eat it while drinking the herbal tea, usually chamomile, like little lick of honey, little sip of tea, back and forth. But what my father wishes I would do, which is I guess maybe another Eastern European folk remedy, he always says when I'm sick I should gargle with vodka because it will disinfect my throat. And I don't know if it's a placebo, but I've done it a few times and it kind of worked.
It does work, yeah.
It does, works. Huh? Yeah. It does? Is this what they do in England as well? Andrew?
Well, it will work, right?
I don't know. I've never done it.
It'll kill the virus.
Alcohol kills the stuff that's in there. So
yeah,
so
plus it'll make you feel better.
So he did this to you as a child?
Not as a child, but as an adult. He sent me off to college with a bottle of vodka, not for drinking, but literally he was like, "This is for you when you're sick. Please keep it in a safe place." Yeah.
So we're back to trauma again. We're back to childhood trauma here on the channel. It doesn't
feel good, but it works. Like I don't like doing it because it stings, but I think it does work to some degree.
Interesting. Okay. So a lot of what are they, homeopathic remedies in your family, Dasha. Got it.
Yes.
Joey watches game shows. You do that What do you got, Chris?
Well, I don't get sick because I think I have already taken a page from Dasha's book, and I kind of have some kind of scotch or something in my mouth pretty much every night, which eliminates the evils.
Yes. Yeah.
So, which I'm going to have some in a few minutes.
It's a
actually,
preventative, is really what it is. Yeah, it's a
preventative care. Only it's with scotch, not vodka.
Right. Interesting.
No, no. Like when I do get sick, which isn't very often, I am the biggest baby in the world. I lay there crying and whining and moaning, like I got run over, but lived. And I go to I go to CVS and I go to the back. I just skip all the stuff in the aisle all the way to the back to the pharmacy, and I get like the Mucinex DM, the stuff you have to like sign for and show your ID because they make meth out of it. And so I dose up on meth, and I take like 18 Advil and lay on the couch like a pathetic baby.
Okay, so for you, it's try to just get that pain to go away. Anything it'll do.
Yeah, the Mucinex, it opens up all of your sinuses. So there's something in there, meth, and it makes your sinuses open.
That's what I think I need. I think I need something like this. It's just right here. It's just I feel stuffy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel good otherwise. Yeah,
opening you up, it alleviates that pain there, and that's like the biggest thing for me, not being able to breathe. If I can breathe, I can lay there and suffer in peace.
There you go. There you go. Got to breathe. It's important, I've heard. Andrew,
Right.
What about you? What's your go-to?
Ridiculous amounts of vitamin C,
Ooh.
zinc, a raw clove of garlic every day, and you got to sleep. So I drug myself with NyQuil before I go to sleep.
Andrew
But I
is
don't
not a
take
vampire.
Any other real
everybody.
drugs?
You are
No.
not a vampire.
Not a vampire. No.
All right, so excessive
Garlic is
garlic.
amazing.
I like that.
We
That's a
did
good
did
idea.
garlic too. That was a big herbal thing. Garlic mixed with honey and milk sometimes. This is why I say I've stepped away from
gotta-
certain.
Got to be
certain
raw
things.
though. If you cook it, you kill the goodness.
Yes, raw garlic.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
See, Joey and we're Italian, so that's the problem. We always cook the garlic.
There you
Usually
go.
in olive
there was a
oil,
period of time-
no less.
There's a period of time where I just like swallow like a little garlic clove.
I remember you went through a period. I remember that where it was like you were just, hey, you have any garlic? I remember
love
this.
garlic, yeah.
I'm not lying.
It's surprisingly like it builds you up like a little bit. Like I think it gives it gives your stomach something to chew on.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. And it's funny. I'm almost done with my tea now, but most of it was gone before everybody got on. It was just Chris and maybe Andrew was here too, but it was just Chris. And I went to take a sipful, and I just had to cough really quick, and I spilled all of it all over me. You can actually probably see it. I think it's my shirt might still be wet in some areas here, but I just
No.
spilled half of it all over myself. So I have to go get more at some point. But until I kill all the players, I don't think I can leave here.
All right, enough pleasantries. We gotta kill these bad
We've
guys.
got
That- I
orcs
think-
to kill.
By 9 o'clock, that would be pretty much a success for you, Bob. So we're
I
good
hope
to go.
so. I hope so. Thank you, everyone who's watching this. I hope we do a good job with Wrath and Glory. There are a couple of things we have to not retcon, but we have to just talk about. We changed. We did something slightly wrong last time when it came to the blast mechanic, and we'll dive into that in a second. But to recap, we should recap, right? Let's do that. Let's get some music too. What do you think, Joey? What kind of theme should we go for? We're in a combat here. Should it be like? I mean, it's orc combat. Is it serious?
No, definitely not serious. It's wacky and
Like
scary.
Benny
Wacky
Hill,
and scary.
Benny
It's
Hill
kind of-
music.
I feel like it's kind of serious. Like we just vivisected some guy,
Ricardo's about to get serious.
Oh, is he?
and
And while we do this, actually, while I get the music queued up, why don't we introduce our characters? So let's start with, we started, I think, with Chris last time, so let's go reverse order here. Joey, tell us who you're playing.
I'm playing Lagor Utiv.
Lagor.
I am playing.
where did you come up with that name?
It took a long time. It took a lot of thinking. A lot of Warhammer anthropology. I don't really want to get into it. He is a desperado, basically just a dude with a gun, and just surviving in one of the most horrifying fantasy environments or sci-fi environments like you could imagine. But he's making his way. He's making his way in the world.
Ooh, yeah, and Lagor is probably doing maybe the best out of anyone right now because you are hiding currently during this combat, and you've been pretty successful at keeping out of their the orcs' watch. So we'll see. We'll see if that continues as you pick off more and more orcs.
So I only get to hide once per scene.
Right,
record.
exactly. So this is
Yeah.
your hide, and we'll see if that becomes.
Hiding's pretty strong, actually, if you can do it. I was
Yeah.
reading all the rules on it. Stealth.
It does seem really good. If you really build into it, it could be your thing, and it could be really a good counter to a lot of maybe direct damage things. But you have to have a party around that's willing to take some beating for you. So
That's true.
we'll see. Andrew, tell us about your commissar.
So I'm Commissar Pentabrace, political officer, member of the Officio Prefectus. I'm here to make everybody sure everyone stays in line.
And of course,
I don't like frivolous music because I'm Commissar and everything is serious.
well, I hope you like this music. I don't know if you can even hear it. I feel like sometimes it's weird, like through the Zoom, it's hard to hear, but then on the actual video playthrough, you'll hear it better. But I have Goblin Ambush from Tabletop Audio. I feel like orcs are basically cousins of the goblins right from D&D, so it's got to work.
They're cousins.
It's got to work. Let's go to Dasha.
Hello, everyone. I am playing Annabelle, who is a sister of battle. Her daily work includes getting rid of heretics and also recruiting orphans of war to join her sisterhood to build further the ranks to get rid of more heretics. And also, she is now on this mission with the rest of the crew to explore this space hulk and see what can be salvaged.
Yes, the Umbraeus. We'll talk about that in a second. Chris?
Well, I gotta say, Dasha, congratulations! You have mastered 40K. You now know all there is to know about it.
I know. I feel so ready now.
Indoctrinate the weak and destroy the heretic.
There you go. 40K 101.
That's
Yeah,
it.
right.
So my character is Tactical Sergeant Ricard. He found himself here because he unfortunately lost his entire squad in one of the opening salvos of the most recent Tyranid invasion of the Baal sector. The Baal sector is the Blood Angels' home ward. He's a Blood Angels sergeant. So the Blood Angels have a flaw where if they experience trauma, they could lapse into this kind of hallucinatory stage called the Black Death. And not the Black Death, the Black Rage, and which the only way out of that is for them to die in combat. So in order to try to save him, to prevent him from lapsing into this Black Rage, Dante and the Sanguinary Guard sent him off on a quest, a vision quest, we'll say, to kind of redeem himself and to re-find himself. But then as he was en route to this location, the Great Rift occurred. Kind of stranding him here. His ship crashed. His mentors were killed, and he's there by himself, unable to make contact, presumed lost.
Yes, and that kind of ties into this setting. We're in the Gilead system, which is essentially cut off from the rest of known space. This Great Rift has basically been created about 3 years ago in the timeline, and people who are in the Gilead system cannot get through that rift, so they haven't been able to travel through the warp, and therefore they've been cut off from the Emperor's light. And that's why people like road trader Jackal Varonius, who has hired you to go to the Space Hulk, this floating ship that was lost within the warp called the Umbraeus. And the Umbraeus, of course, was on a very important mission. They were going to colonize a planet on the eastern fringe of the galaxy, and they were taken upon that warp rift, never to be seen for over a millennia. They just resurfaced, and Jackal Varonius received, as many others might have, a distress signal. It was cut off, it was hard to read, or hard to hear, but it was clear the Umbraeus has returned. And he wanted you to go and salvage what you can from the Space Hulk, but he felt like that these people may have been hiding a secret. There was something that was left off of the records, redacted from the records. So he's interested in what they have here, and obviously you're going to get your fair portion of this as long as you keep Jackal Varonius in the loop. So we're going to go to our Roll20 screen, because as you searched through the Space Hulk, you found that it had been invaded by orcs. You traveled down a bunch of causeways and access crawl spaces, shafts, so to speak. And once you got down to this lower level, you actually did a couple things. You went to the helm first. You found there was a computer terminal, but you weren't able to get to the computer terminal because all these... the word has escaped me now. They are... Why can't I remember what this is? Servitors. Servitors were blocking the way. It seemed like they were keeping the ship afloat, keeping the vital systems up so that you can breathe, that you had air in the ship. Some of the systems were down. It seemed like the engines were down. And then after getting some information using your servo skull, Oculus Prime, you were able to gather information that there was people down below in the cargo hold. And you went down to the cargo hold. As I mentioned, you went down those corridors and an elevator shaft that was broken. And you found orcs trying desperately to get into some sort of Imperial armory, a fortress, something behind there, a large metal door with the Imperial Aquila on it. And they're trying to burst it open with mech bombs. You found some orcs and commandos, really, and this is where the fight has begun. We had a rocket launcher launched here, and that's where we have to talk about the rules. So last time I made a mistake. I read something that was on the character sheet that kind of confused me. But looking back at it, what the roles were, basically, I had to hit a DN3, and there was increased difficulty based on my weapon. But ultimately, if I hit that DN, that target number, then everyone within the radius, which was 4, would be hit. So it would have hit Dasha and Chris automatically. It wouldn't have had any issue there. And it does reduce your armor by 2. So ultimately, Dasha, you would have ended up taking 2 more damage. And Chris, because, again, I wasn't attacking you directly, it would have been the first roll, it hit Dasha and you. You would stay at the current state because the 2 difference didn't change your wounds. I should have just rolled 1 damage roll. Instead, I rolled each of you separately. And I rolled you second and rolled way higher for you. So that's the retcon here. So Dasha's taking a few more. And the rocket launcher is gone. That was a one-shot use, and it is gone. But we have still a few orcs left alive, a doctor, and a big mech as well. The leader, the blue orc there, the one that's got the blue paint smeared all over its face, that one is clearly the leader, and it's hoping to charge the group. But we're at the top of a new round, so we go to the group. Who would like to go first? I'd also like to point out you have 4 glory as a group, and I think some of you might have 3 wrath, which wrath could be used for quite a few different things.
I have 2 wrath, and I just shot the orc.
Okay.
So we all went.
But I could go again, right? Because the group could go.
Yeah, so at the end of a round, it goes back to the group. So at this point, it's the group's turn. 1 person from you will go, 1 agent, then 1 enemy.
Well, I think our glorious leader should go.
Wait, I don't know. I mean, someone like
Ricard.
we have some party members who are seriously hurt.
Yeah. However, if those
But
party
they
members who
can't
are
be
seriously, if those party members who are seriously hurt go first, they get to attack. If they get taken
Right.
out on their turn, they may not be able to act.
And we
But-
can't do anything about it in combat, right? None of us. Does anyone have a Medicaid?
No.
You,
No.
you probably would have one on your Aquila Lander, though, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yes, I got one and left it there.
Maybe we can use a glory point as a group to say that you took it with you.
That sounds like a plan.
That sounds good.
Mhm. Or if
That
you
sounds
want,
good.
give me a ruin point, and I'll let you have it.
Don't give him anything.
we're not gonna use these glory points anymore.
Use
We're
the
gonna
glory
forget to use this.
All right, so who's going first here? What do you think?
I'll go first. I have an orc right on top of me. He needs to
Okay.
die. So
Let's do it.
okay. So I'm looking at attack options here. There's multi-attack. I actually have the dual wielding feat.
So you won't be at penalty for...
It
second
reduces
one.
the penalty by 2.
Yeah, so the first, you could do 2 attacks without
First one is
penalty. Yeah,
free.
Right. So I can hit him then twice with no penalty. Is that what this means?
twice with no penalty, but you still have to roll for 2 attacks.
I will do that. So I don't know how to do this. So somebody help me.
So you're going to roll your dice pool like we did last time, so it's your weapon skill for
Weapon
melee. You
skill.
have a chainsword, correct?
Yeah. A power sword.
Oh, a power sword, not a chainsword. Okay.
Power sword. Weapon skill is 10. So I'm hitting this guy twice.
Yeah.
So 10d6, and then it says damage plus 5.
So don't worry about the damage yet. First, see if you hit
Oh.
them. So you're rolling your weapon skill dice pool, and one of them, remember, has to be the wrath die.
Okay, so that's the first one.
Sure.
Here's 10d6.
Okay, wow, that's a great roll, Chris. I can tell you right now, I see a lot of sixes.
Yeah, that looks pretty impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the 4 is up, right? Hit.
4s are hits.
10.
4 and 5 are one icon, and a 6 is an exalted icon.
So
counts as
3.
10.
Yeah, 10 total.
How many does he need to hit?
He needs 3 to hit.
And you can
So-
you can switch those 6s. Is that what it's called, switching?
Well, no, you have to switch 2 of the sixes.
Yeah,
can't
you have.
switch-
You can only move over the exalted dice, so you have.
So you've got 3 of those.
No,
Yeah,
but the thing is that that's a glancing hit. You have to exceed.
No,
their
I thought you
ticket.
have to get equal to hit it.
No, you can, but it's a weaker hit.
It's a weaker
Is
hit.
it?
Let me
Oh, I
just
didn't-
see something here because I
Yeah,
think
that-
I actually remember. Yep, they have a lower defense. Yep, their defense is 2. Last time we
Oh.
did it, the defense of the regular orcs, because that's a regular traditional commando in front of you. It's 2.
Ooh.
So Chris,
okay.
you can absolutely exceed it. You can get 1, 2, 3 hits, and then shift all those 6s, those 3 6s over to your
When you-
damage dice.
When you shift them over, do they shift to 6s, or do you just get dice to roll?
You just get dice to roll.
Okay,
Got it.
so we'll do that. So I can roll 3 more dice. Is that
So
what
what's
we're
your power weapons, your power blades strength, or
ED.
excuse me, damage, excuse me.
saying? Damage is
What's
plus
the
5.
ED?
Damage is plus strength plus 5, so what's your strength?
Strength is 7.
Okay, so it's going to do a flat
Flipping heck.
12. Then
You're
you
so
have
badass.
4 extra dice with the power sword.
Uh,
Now it's 7 extra dice because of your shifts.
The ED is 4. What's ED?
Extra dice.
So 4 plus 7 extra.
Yeah,
So how many dice am I rolling?
7 because of the
7.
3 that you shifted and the 4 that
So
your
so
weapon comes with.
I'm doing 12 damage plus 7 dice.
Yep.
Plus 7, yeah, whatever you
Yeah.
get on the
Yeah.
icons.
And yeah, those are just those icons add.
Yeah, it's not like a D6, it's icons again. So
So there's
1, 2,
the 7
3,
dice.
4, 6. You get 6 icons.
yes.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. 2 5s and 2 6s. That means 6 extra damage to your already staggering 12 damage. So that's 18, Chris.
Right. And that's AP negative 3.
Oh my gosh. So the
He's dead.
resilience or the
You've chopped them to bits.
yeah, just to give you a hint here, the resilience of this orc, basically their armor that they're wearing is 6. So they'll knock off 6, but your AP is 3, so it's really 3 that they're getting to take off. And you did 18, Chris?
Yeah.
So the orc can only block 3 of it, therefore it's taking 15 wounds.
Wow.
You have
Does it feel happy about
instant
that?
killed it. It's not dying, it's not down. How would you kill this orc?
So
Oh my
Ricard,
God.
incensed that he took so much damage from a cowardly rocket explosion, kind of faints high with his bolter to get the orc to swing up, but then kind of stoops low with his power sword and swipes up through the orc's groin and continues all the way through, and then flicks at the end to send the head flying off at the orc commander that hit us with that rocket.
I love it. I love it. A
Yes.
little intimidation on top.
Very
I like
good.
Yes. Can I get an intimidation check on that too?
it. No. This orc has seen
Send a
some.
glory point.
This orc has seen some stuff. I think it would be wrath more appropriately, but
Yeah,
maybe
right.
I guess either way, glory could be added to the pool here. Chris,
If you, yeah, I mean, intimidation on a wrath point. That
I think it would work. Take a not a wrath point. Take a glory point. Do the group pool here. This helps the whole group.
Okay.
So
it's
we're
5,
5
you have to
glory.
5.
Yeah. Now, Chris, you wanted to multi-attack. You could move. You have a movement of 7. You could probably get to one of these orcs. This orc is dying on the ground. He's crawling.
herb stomp him.
You could, if you want to.
I can get to this guy.
That one was just healed by the doctor, so you could.
Yeah, well, I'm going to unheal him.
Unheal.
So here it is. I get to roll against him now too, right?
Yeah. And since you have the multi-attack feature,
For the
talent,
Emperor.
it's normal.
For Sanguinius. 10d6.
I think he's succumbing to the black first.
It's right there.
Oh, I also
Black
have the
Raid.
thing where if I see blood, I have to roll something. I'll do that in a second.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's your like racial or your
The
class
Blood Angels,
feature.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I fail my test, I go into a frenzy. I don't know what that is, but it sounds.
You got to
fun.
look it up. Yeah, we'll look it up at the end.
Okay,
after your
I
turn.
rolled a 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not as good a hit.
You got a
this
1
time.
on your wrath dice now.
Oh,
You
so what's
did.
that mean?
Oh no!
It's a complication, which is something more. It's like something that could be more narrative. That would be, something. I mean, it could be bad. I would like if you roll that in a second. I have the chart here. But
Slip
what you're,
onto blood.
yeah, but what you're going to do right now is it's going to take all of those to hit it, and you'll have 1 6 left over. But you'd need it to make it not a glancing hit. So what you're going to do is you're just going to roll your damage like normal. Your power sword has strength plus 5, and it's 4 extra dice.
12 plus 4d6. 4.
Now give me a D66, 2 dice, and we'll put the numbers. Could be anywhere from 11 to 66.
Let's say it again.
Just roll 2 D6. So a 6 and a 1, a 61. So here's what happens, Chris. What's going to happen is you stick this thing into the just newly healed and newly awakened orc, but you do it so well that you actually slam your blade through the floor, and you are now restrained as your whole body is now kind of stuck in this orc. You're literally, your hands, your like up to your chest is kind of like into the orc's chest. So right now you are actually restrained by this orc's body that has surrounded you.
Wow.
You can actually get out of it, but it will take a strength test. You'll do that on your next turn.
Yeah,
It's too
let
angry.
me roll my red thirst. Did that orc die?
He's dead.
Okay.
No, he's dead.
Oh, he's
He's like living like with my arm through him.
No, he's just a cadaver. Just like
Whenever you're in melee combat and see blood, you must make a DN3 willpower test. If I
Oh.
fail, I'm frenzied.
okay. Go for it. Do it, and I'll tell you what frenzy does.
DN, what is that?
That's the target number you need. So you roll your willpower test, and I'll tell you how many results you get. You need 3.
Okay, willpower is where? Where do I see that on my sheet here?
It should be one of your derived stats, I believe.
Skills, no. Attributes, will, there it is. I have a 3.
Yep. So roll 3 dice. Did you get any successes?
I got a 6 and a 5.
A 6 and a 5. That is actually 3 because a 6 is a critical. Though the 1 is a wrath.
Is that a wrath one? There?
No, you don't. I don't think you do it on these types of tests. You don't include the wrath die in some tests. I think it's skills and attacks and things like that. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that's it. So with this, you do succeed, but just in case you do fail it at some point, when you're frenzied, you choose to embrace the frenzy or resist it. You've tried to resist it here. If the effect is triggered or embraced or otherwise not resisted, you are frenzied. You must try to get into combat as quickly as possible, charging into the nearest visible enemy. If you're in cover, you break cover and move towards the nearest enemy. While frenzied, you're immune to fear, you cannot be pinned, and always use the all-out attack option when possible. You gain +1 to your strength while frenzied. So basically, all-out attack makes you easier to be hit, but you go all out and you get some bonuses as well.
So pretty much exactly what I just did.
Exactly what you just did without any of the penalties, without any of the bonuses. So we go to, at this point here, we go to the group. Do you want to use a glory point to seize the initiative and have somebody else go right now?
yeah, I think
Yes.
we do.
Do that.
Okay.
Joey,
Who would
kill
like
somebody.
to go then? Joey?
I want to go.
Well,
I want
I
to
don't
go.
know, Dasha. Do you want to go?
You can go.
Andrew, you said you want to go. Do you have something spectacular right now?
Get back.
I want to finish off the leader because I so nearly killed him.
You did nearly kill the leader, yes. Can you do the same from where you're at?
I can shoot at him.
Okay. Would you like to, Joey, and you discuss with Joey?
I mean, if Dash, I don't think Joey should go
I-
because
I
no
can-
one can see him.
I can probably kill them all right now.
Oh, really?
Like, I can multi-attack into like 3 of them.
You want to see if the Desperado can save the day here?
Yeah, I want to see this happen.
Alright, yeah, I want to see this.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it, Joe.
Okay. All right. So I can move my full movement without reducing my my hiding.
How does that work though? Wouldn't that be breaking cover, right?
I don't. I mean, from my understanding, I'm just hiding. I'm not like behind cover. It's just like a stealth thing. I mean, unless you're talking about. Like...
if he doesn't, his vision is based on movement. He's standing right there.
You're the DM. Like you can do whatever you like.
I feel like you need to stay within these like wall areas. Otherwise, if you just run out in front, there's not many other people here. Even if you're quiet and low to the ground.
Is there anything over here? Is this just a?
No, this was like a storage room, but there's nothing in the way of your combat.
There's no like boxes or anything.
I think the boxes and everything would have been like on this side of the room, behind this wall here. This is actually leading to, well, you don't know what's behind this door, but this is leading to something a little more grand.
Okay, so it seems like I'm in medium range within 1, 2, 3 guys.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna sort of quote unquote like empty my clip. I'm gonna multi-attack all 3 of them.
Okay, so you get a penalty for any of these or no?
So for each one I'm multi-attacking, it's -2 to my... They get +2 to their defense, but it's reduced by my salvo, which is 3.
Gotcha, okay.
So all 3 of them get a +1 to their defense.
If I'm not mistaken, though, once you use a salvo, it's done, right? You can't use it again till you...
I have to reload. I have to spend my next turn.
You run out of ammo.
Gotcha. So you'll have to spend next turn reloading. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Now my question is, do I make 3 attack rolls, or do I?
Yes, 3 attack rolls.
All right. So let's start from left to right.
Okay. So left on
good.
that orc. Yep, I see the one you're referring to.
All right. Ballistic skill 9. So I just need 2 of these to hit. In theory.
You're shooting at the dying one of them.
Right now he's shooting at the pretty full health one. The one that's to the left of the boss.
Oh, okay.
So
Go ahead.
I got a glancing hit.
That's only going to do 1 damage, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Is that how that works?
It's
just 1?
I have to double check, but I'm fairly certain it doesn't do much damage. Yeah. I'll check right now. But what'd you roll? You rolled that bad?
I rolled a 5 and a 6, and the wrath die got a 3.
How are you so bad at this? How many dice are you rolling?
I rolled 9.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't you rolling a lot of dice? Last time you were like, I'll kill this guy and that guy.
I rolled like shit.
Okay. Fair. What happens? All right. I'll look up the glancing hit while you go
He did.
ahead.
He got all like 1s and 2s.
So should I attack with the next one?
Yeah, go for the next one. I'll look up the glancing hit in case we need to do anything. You also could use your wrath dice, Joey, to re-roll the dice in that set, the failed ones in that set.
Then I will, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me look it up first, and
I've
you
got
can...
like 3 wrath. So.
Yeah, let me look it up first, but go through all the other ones, see if you need to.
Okay, so here's the second one.
Yep.
Should I roll in the thing?
If you want to, it's up to you. We can't see your dice, but it's okay. I trust you.
So I got a 2 on the wrath die, and then I got a 5 and 3 6s.
Can you shift them all or no?
So I can shift 2 of them, but I can't shift them all now.
I can't see any rules for glancing hit. Is it called something else?
10. I just saw it. I just saw it in the back. Glancing hits.
Oh wait, no.
That's an archetype.
I can only shift 1 of them.
Yeah, I don't see that either. We saw that when we were looking up the rules, though, right, Joe? A glance.
See, it doesn't say it. I read it all today. It didn't say about glance.
Okay, maybe Joey and I were wrong. Yeah.
Maybe that's like an old version or something.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a couple of things from that original version.
You're saying I hit.
You hit then, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He hits.
All right.
Okay.
So then I've got 2 shifting dice here. So I've got 1 hit on the first one, a double shifter on the second one.
A double shift.
Lingo. Just went for it.
A double shifter.
And then, wait, should I do damage now then?
Yeah, do the damage. We went because we weren't sure we were going to do a glance, but if you're not going to do that, just do the damage, yeah.
Okay, so it's 7 plus 1 plus my current stealth score, which is 8.
And this is on which orc?
This is on. I guess we'll do this one first.
Go in order. Okay, so how much in total
Order.
damage?
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Ooh.
What you got?
Okay. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 plus 14.
So
Or,
23.
sorry, 9 plus 7. 9 plus 7.
I was gonna say 16. How did you get 20 something? Yeah. Okay, so you got a total of 13. No, 7 plus 6.
7 plus 9.
7 plus 9. 16. Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
and is there AP on this?
No,
Okay.
it's an auto gun.
Okay. So 16. Its resilience is 6, so it'll take away that many. It will go down, and it is dying. It's going to get a memorable injury. It's crawling on the floor, still around. It can still take one action or move, but it's got to crawl around where it goes, and it remains prone. Anything else from you for the other damage?
So the second one, I still
Yep.
haven't rolled the third attack.
All right, we'll just resolve this one and then go to the third.
Yeah. All right. There we go. My God. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 18.
18 damage. Wow, you're rolling hot here now.
Wow.
I know.
So that will
And
take
now-
out the boss. The boss will go down, and I think because the boss had one wound left, that will go through its max. So it's going to end up being dead as well.
Oof.
So that boss will
lost
just go
her.
down, the bullet vivisecting its head once again. Go ahead.
Never seen auto guns like this before. And
Yeah,
then,
this is an impressive auto gun.
It was an insane auto. Now, last attack. All right. Wow, another just hits, and I got a 2 on the wrath dice.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just do that one more time.
Do it one more time.
8. Yeah, 17 total.
17 damage? Okay.
Yeah.
So that will also take this one down, but not dead, dying. So these two are dying on the floor, or these three, I should say. The one surrounding the boss. Over to the right-hand side, by the edge of the steps, you can see the doc now, like, just pissed off that he's got to heal more people. And then the Big Mac is still not really facing the group. It's like getting ready to chuck another bomb. We go to the orcs now. And I think, honestly, at this point, the doc has got to go because the doc is going to die otherwise. So we'll go with our mad doc here. And
is.
what's he going to do here? Chris, you're the closest, so it probably will be towards you.
Yes!
They just like fighting.
Emperor protects! Come on!
Okay. He is going to... Yeah, let's do it. He's going to get up, and you can see that this doc not only has a hand that is, so steady and fine to suture up all the orc wounds, but his other one is a power claw. So he's going to...
It's
He's
going
gonna
to
take
snip
a-
you in half.
big old step towards you.
Wait,
and
no!
And you also hear him say, "Here we go," as he raises that big, massive metal hunk of junk in the air.
Oh
and
my
he's gonna
God.
slam into you.
Well, it was fun. It was a fun session and a half.
What is your defense?
4? Oh, 11. No, resilience is 11. 4. How is my defense so low? That's got to be wrong.
4
Defense is
kinda
to
high.
hit.
It's initiative minus
4
one.
is double what mine is. Mine is 2.
Yeah.
Wow,
So let's see here. Let's see if he hits you. His weapon skill is
So he needs a 4 to hit me
a 4.
On
4. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
on his dice, right? So he has to get 4 points.
Yep. Let's see what he gets here. He does not get a 4.
Ooh.
3. Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
He gets 3. So he lifts this massive arm in the air and he just slams it down and it just again breaks through. I'd just say at this point, what an epic miss here. He's gonna smash into the orc body that's around you and like just like his head just becomes like a stain all over the floor. And
Take the orc off me.
he's angry. He'll like wipe the head off or the blood off of his claw, and he's going in for another attack. But at this point, he's got to wait. He probably will try to stay in front of the boss a little bit, so he'll kind of go right here, maybe, making it a little more difficult for you. Let's go to the group. Who's next?
I can
Ash,
go.
you can go. You can
I can
go.
go next. Yeah. Let's see. This is the doctor, right?
The good doctor is right here.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Join me, sister.
I am still way too far away to actually get close enough to use my chainsaw, just like my movement is 6. But I will nevertheless get as close as I can. So I'll get here, and then I'm going to shoot the doctor with my bolt gun.
Okay.
So I think my dice pool is 8. So, not very good. I think that's 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Well, that'll hit. But if I'm not mistaken, your wrath die is also a 1, is it not?
It's a 2. In the
Oh, she rolled an extra.
Oh,
die.
you rolled it separately. Okay, gotcha.
yes,
You
yeah.
can roll them all together, and we'll just take the first one from now on. Remember we were doing that?
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry.
But it's
Yeah,
okay.
I'll do that next time.
But it's okay. You rolled it separately, and that's there for a reason. So you got 3. That will hit the orc,
Okay.
but you
perfect.
need all of them to hit.
Yes. So, damage is 10. And
With
then
the
1
bolt-
extra die.
Yeah, bolt pistol.
Bolt pistol, yeah. So 10 and then 1 extra one. So. Okay. So I think that's 11 total damage.
Okay, gotcha. So 11. The creature's resilience is 6, which means 5 will go through, and it's got some wounds left. It's still up. The doctor is in. All right.
Okay.
But that was your attack, and you moved, I assume.
I did. I moved closer.
Okay, so you're within about a couple
Fearless.
meters of the orc. We have the orcs that are all dying now. So they're on the ground. I'm looking up dying here. It says when you suffer more wounds than your maximum wounds, you're dying. When you're dying, you basically, if you take any damage that would cause a wound while they're dying, they get a traumatic injury right away. So if you do anything to these people and it doesn't kill them, they're going to take a traumatic injury.
How'd you kill them?
Well, Chris did so much damage, it blew them away. They go to a negative their wounds, kind of like how D&D is. Like if you had 6 wounds and you go to -6, you die. But if you hit them and you don't kill them, just like glance them, like Dasha did right now, that probably wouldn't have killed one orc there. However, he would have gotten a traumatic injury. Now, if you're dying, what you can do is crawl. You could do a basic combat action, just like a 1 attack, and fall back, basically. So they're gonna do their 1 basic action here, and these orcs are gonna hold up Actually, I don't even think they have bolt pistols, do they? I don't think they do. Not bolt
They have
pistols.
sluggers.
What's the bolt pistol called for you?
A slugger.
A
Slugger.
slugger. Yeah, they don't have sluggers.
They got 2 choppers,
They
right?
just have blades or these choppas as they're used. So they're gonna just choppa you, excuse me, not big choppa. So this one's gonna move towards Chris, and we'll try to attack you. Defensive 4, you said?
Yes.
So this one's gonna crawl towards you.
Pathetic scum.
Pray for the doctor to help you. All right. Let me see. Oh, I lied. This guy's got a bigger weapon skill. I'll roll
He's
his
also got
last one.
a critical on the wrath die, so 1.
So, a crit. He doesn't hit you though. That's a pretty bad roll. Only 1 success.
He hit
He's
himself and killed himself.
he's trying to hit you here. I'll roll that next, but his mishap. 16 on the mishap chart. I'll roll that and I'll find out what it is, but that's not going to even come close to hitting you. We go to the last person in the group, which I think is Andrew, correct?
That is I.
Go for it.
Now I'm going to do something I've wanted to do for about 20 years and haven't been able to do for about 20 years, but could do in 2nd edition Warhammer. I'm going to shoot into close combat. So everything's good unless I get a 1. But I'm going to take aim when I do it because I don't want to hit Ricard. So that gives me +1 to my dice pool.
Have faith in the Emperor.
So let me see. My ballistic skill is total of 5. So let's get 6 dice going.
So he had a weapon malfunction, Chris. I don't know how that, for a blade, it must have fallen off the hilt or something. It's just...
because it just
Slipped out of his hand.
Maybe because
No,
against
that's
your
not how you do
ceramite armor, right? It just hits it and it like dents it, dulls it, cracks it. It's weakened. It needs to be repaired before he can use it again.
Oh, I get a 6 on the raft dice.
Ooh, nice.
It's a critical hit against the weird boy. And I get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. I get a total of 6 icons.
Can any exalted icons be shifted? Its defense is 3.
I can shift 1.
Okay, so you'll shift 1. And what type of damage are you doing here?
It's a bolt gun. So
10
let me
plus
just pull it up.
1 extra dice? I believe that's what they are.
It's judgment, my bolt pistol. It's 10 plus 1 extra dice, so 2 extra dice.
Yep.
And what do I get for the critical hit? Because I got a 6 on the raft dice.
A critical hit on the wrath die. I'll tell you right now.
Does that give us a glory point as well?
It does. Yeah, it gives you a glory point, and it does a critical... there's a critical chart, I believe. Let me get that chart. But you can go ahead and start rolling your damage.
So plus 1. So a total of 11 damage so far.
There's a chart you roll on, Andrew. Give me D66 for the crit.
23.
It's a brutal rupture. You do an additional D3 wounds.
Yeah.
So an additional D3. I'll roll that on the thing.
The creature is not hindered, so you don't do any
2.
more damage, but you'll do a D3 extra.
So that was 11, 12, 13 in total.
13 in total. That will take the doc out. It goes through his last wound, and that will be more than enough to kill him outright.
Headshot.
Headshot with the bolt pistol to the doc.
The bolt penetrates his head and then detonates.
That's right.
Exploding his brains all over Ricard.
Yes.
He's the only one.
Yes.
So you have 3 orcs crawling on the floor, begging for death, the sweet release of death. And then you have the one mech who's still throwing a bomb. He's going to spend his last round and throw a bomb here at the door before then realizing that he's surrounded and run close as he can to the door. So he'll throw one more stick bomb. It'll blow up and detonate. It looks like it has some effect here. It looks like the pieces of shrapnel are coming off of this this big wall here, this big iron door that's been closed. He'll run to the door and try to stay as far away as he can, maybe even ducking into cover on the side railing here. And then the other orcs are going to go, and they'll go 1, 2 to you, Chris. And this one's not going to be able to reach, so it's going to crawl away towards his friend as much as he possibly can. And then we're going to go to 1 attack on you, Chris. That is not going to... Yes, it is. 2 sixes.
No, you had the first one as your... you rolled the 1 for the first die.
Yep, so he's got a combat complication. Let me roll that. That's going to be... I have to re-roll that one because it doesn't apply. But it's going to be 52. Drops an item. He drops his lucky rabbit's foot. Just kidding. He'll drop the weapon that he hits you with, but he's going to hit you, though. He does hit you, and he'll drop it as it clangs against your armor, or maybe it stabs into your plating or chink in the armor and will stay away. So he's going to do the damage on it. It is a... Let's see here. It's Choppa, so it's 7 plus 3 extra dice.
He's not even going to hurt you.
Let's roll the 3 extra dice. It's going to be an extra 1, so it's going to be 8. What's your resilience, Chris?
11.
Is it really? Oh God. Interesting. Okay, well, he hits you, Chris, but as you can see, that's not going to cause any damage to your beautiful Space Marine armor. We go to the group now. What do you do, group? Do you want to do death blows on these characters, these creatures?
Oh, I'm absolutely death blowing these two
Yeah.
at my feet.
I'd probably run it in.
I have
Okay.
to reload, so you guys
got this.
got this. I mean, I could take out my auto pistol and be like, pew 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 pew.
You could, yeah, do that. All right, well, let's decide who goes.
I don't want to get into hit the max charge range. I was thinking 40k, right? If
40K?
I run up there, I'll be in his charge range, but I won't be able to charge him.
You know, you can run, which is double move. You can't do a extra action. You can run and still attack.
I can run. I can double move and still attack.
I believe running is one of the combat options, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, run. Movement option. It's action and movement.
Yeah, so running,
Double
for
your
instance.
speed in meters.
Yeah, running is double
you
your
can
speed in
do
meters.
that and attack, and you can go triple, but then you can't do anything else.
No, I want to move and attack. So I'm going to run and attack. So my speed is 7.
Where do you see that
so you
regular
can go
attack, melee attack? Is that melee attack you're talking about, Andrew? Because I don't think you could run
I'm on
and
page.
attack, because it's a standard action to run, and attacking is also a standard action. Move actions
Running.
include walking, jumping, swimming, going tactical speed, which is half your speed. Crawling is half your speed, and prone, climbing, brace, and aim. Those are the things you can do in addition to attacking, but you cannot run and attack.
I'm on page 174 under movement in that table. If you
174.
want to look at it.
Sure. And
Where do
run?
we see how far we can run?
It's double move.
Yeah, see, a simple action and movement. The simple action is not attacking. Simple action are things like, flipping a switch, getting a weapon out, things like that.
Oh, does it say you can do a simple action?
Yeah, simple and
Oh.
move. Yeah, so
Okay, I
that's
thought
not the case here. So,
Use. I thought it was use simple action and movement.
yeah, so
you
as,
lose.
yes, you get 2 simple actions, which is like I said, pulling out a weapon,
Oh,
doing
yeah,
something minor. But a standard
misread that.
action is what you need to hit. So you couldn't do
Right.
both.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
That's all right. We're all learning.
But you can kill those orcs next to you.
Yeah, you kill both.
Yeah, well, I'm
honestly.
going to do that. I'm going to just there's 2 still alive at my feet. I'm going to multi-attack them.
Okay, go for it.
1 for each. So bottom one here first. Oh, let me get my pointer back. Slash roll 10d6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pluses are count, right? 3s don't.
4s count, 3s do not.
Okay, so 4.
So that will hit. You don't have any 6s to shift, but you'll still do your normal damage, which is pretty significant.
Yeah, so that is that should
12
kill
and-
it, right? If it
12
takes any
and 3
damage.
extra dice. Yeah. It's going to be... he always is straight up going to take 9, so that will kill it, yeah. Because it was
Okay.
it's already dying. So yeah, it'll die. So we've got 1 dead, and roll the other. As long as you hit, you're going to kill it.
Roll 10d6. There's
Glory point for the group, which brings you at... let's see here. So you were at
7.
5, now you're at 6. No, you're at... sorry. You were at 4, and now you're at 5.
Oh, but I got 1 when I got the crit hit as well.
Okay, so then you are at 6. You used 1 for seizing the initiative. I don't know if you want to use another
Right.
one now. I don't know if it matters to you all, but
for what?
seizing the initiative, having somebody else go right now.
Oh yeah,
I think we're good.
but
I think we-
like I want to use all those dice to like take his head, like hit it like a golf ball, like with the flat of my sword, and hit it at the mech that's up there. But look, can I hit the one that's crawling on the stairs with
Sure.
the head of this orc?
Absolutely.
like a little bonus.
That's what the critical hit will do. It'll just be a perfect shot, hole in one.
Yeah. Try and hit that one that's crawling with this orc's head.
So just remember, the mech that's standing up there, it does have stick bombs in its hand. So I don't know if you care about this, but if you want to go in a row, it'd be your turn to do that.
We should attack him. Don't let him attack us. So, all right. So I'm done.
Okay.
All right, I mean, I can seize the initiative. I just looked it up. Reloading is only a simple action, so a simple action isn't an attack.
Yes, correct. Exactly what we were just looking up. Yeah.
Yeah. I also looked up. Yeah, I looked up ranged attacks. I don't see any glancing hit mechanic.
Okay. So then go for it.
Kill him.
All right.
And YouTube chat, let us know if we're making mistakes here. We wanna just totally.
Wait, so where is this? You guys want me to pew pew?
Kill the mech. Yeah.
The mech,
All right,
if you can.
here we go. What's the distance?
It is pretty
So, like,
far.
We're down to
You
we're
can.
down to 5 glory. I might like
Is he here?
Yeah. He's at the edge.
No.
He's at the edge, Joey.
That's the dying one.
What's that number? I can't see.
24. It looked like.
24.
24?
That's what it looks like.
Oh wait, that one's too close.
Yeah, 24.
alright, He
Yeah.
is just in my mid range.
Okay.
Nice.
He went as far as he possibly could have.
Yeah, is he behind cover or anything?
Unfortunately, from your angle, I don't think so.
Sweet. All right, here we go. I got a 6 on the wrath dice.
Oh god.
Back up to 6 glory.
6 glory. I believe the max you can have is 8 for a group of
Robert-
4.
The commissar's job is to keep track of glory. I like that.
Yeah.
I got
Glory.
2 6s and 4 normals, so I'm gonna shift those 2 6s.
Okay.
And my stealth is now 7, so and it'll be 6 after this. I also think I only have like 2 more ammo points left.
Yeah, you've used a lot of shots so far.
Well, no.
When
My
you
ammo
reload,
points are
it
only
spends
when
an
I
ammo.
reload.
Yeah, it
I've only
spends an
reloaded
ammo.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What's the
8
damage here?
normally, and then 2 shifts.
And you also have to roll your critical damage. The critical d6s.
Ooh, not great. I got 5.
That will
extra, so-
hit. Yep. His defense is
12.
2. So
Oh no, I already hit.
5 for your extra damage.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah,
the
so it's only
total then?
12.
12 total. He's got a
Yeah.
resilience of 3, which means that 9 will go through.
Oh,
And no, I lied to you. That's not the case. That's not the case. I was looking at the wrong numbers here.
yeah,
Let's see.
less than a boy.
No, he's actually much tougher. I apologize. His defense was still pretty bad though. It was 2. So I don't know if you could have shifted any more over, but you did the best you could. His resilience is actually 12. He's armored
Wow.
up. Yeah, he's armored up. I apologize. So you did how much to him? You did 12?
Yeah,
Oh.
I did 12.
Yeah,
he takes
so
nothing.
he takes nothing. Yeah.
He just a bunch of like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, those autogun pistols or bolts to blast just go right on his armor. He's actually okay.
Oh my gosh. Is he in mega armor? Is he What's he-
It doesn't say mega armor. No, it doesn't
Heavy
say
armor?
mega armor. It actually doesn't really say, I think. It just says his resilience and armor value. I don't see
Ooh.
anything on here that tells you what he's in terms of like his armor here.
What's his armor value? Because like a
6.
6? Okay,
Yeah.
so he's probably wearing like heavy armor. or
Yeah.
Heavy armor.
Heavy, yeah, heavy. Heavy metal. So he's gonna forego the stick bombs actually because he wants to get a little more range here. He's gonna go with he's got a snaz gun.
Oh,
That's what it's
God.
called, a snaz gun.
Also, you can make I believe you can choose the character to make an active like awareness test. I don't think you just have to rely on your
Oh, you're
passive awareness.
good call here though.
Maybe.
But you're far away. But either way,
I
he's
shot at him, so like I don't know.
he's actually gonna test to see if he runs here because I think his whole crew is down. He's gonna run. Yeah, he's going to actually run. So he's going to go... He's got to move double his speed and try to get out of here.
Run this way.
He's going to go that way.
Is-
He's trying to flee. He's trying to get past the combat over here and get back to potentially maybe even a ship. And I think, can he even do anything else after that? Double his speed? No, that's it. Sprinting. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to move full round action. He can move triple his speed. Oh,
What?
he's running.
He's booking.
Ah,
He's
Listen,
booking it.
it's 3d6
Cowardly Xenos.
falling back.
We go to the crew here.
I see someone running. I try and shoot him with my bolt pistol.
Sure.
So I'm going to shoot at that guy running away. So that is 5d6. Oh, it's close range, so I get +1. I'm going to take aim, which gives me another +1, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not going to move. One, two, 3 hits.
Can any be shifted? No, it cannot. He's got a defense of 2, and I don't see any 6s. So
No.
unfortunately, you're probably not going to do any damage to him.
No.
You have to roll 1 extra dice, right? And that's not going to be enough to get more than 12.
Yeah.
So another ting off his armor as the bolt.
I get a total of 10.
Yeah, the bolt glances off the armor, explodes off into the air there. Shrapnel, though, he doesn't seem to be minded. He likes shrapnel. We're going to go to the orc on the ground here. The orc on the ground is going to continue to crawl away. We go to Dasha. I think is the only one left that has an attacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just to clarify, I can run, so double move basically, and still attack. Is that correct?
You can not double move and attack, no.
Oh, okay, I heard someone saying that before. Okay, I can't make it to this guy. I guess I will... No, I could. Is it going to be enough? Yeah, because unless I... Yes, I would need to hit damage above 12, right? To...
Damage above 12. Yeah, he's pretty heavily armored here.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to hit him with my bolt pistol.
He has to go a little further back, everybody. I didn't realize his orc speed is actually a lot less.
Yeah, bring him back.
Yeah.
He has to go 1, 2,
goes
3,
back, I'm not
4,
gonna reach him.
5, 6. He has to go back. He's only a 4 movement. I guess that makes sense. His big armor. All the other orcs had 6, and he's a 4. I didn't realize that.
Okay, so I can actually get him now.
Sorry
I
about
will move up to him, and I will try to attack him with my chain sword.
Okay.
So...
There we go.
Why did I do d8s? I apologize. Let me re-roll d6.
That is still a crit on the wrath die. Okay.
86? I don't think so. I'm just gonna re-roll everything. My brain...
That's a less likely result.
My brain typed in an 8 for some reason instead of 6. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, so you'll be able to shift that 6 because his defense was 3, so
Yep.
or 2, excuse me, so or 3 because you hit him. But now his
Yep.
resilience is the thing you got to chew through here. How much extra dice does the chainsword give you?
So I have base damage of 9 plus 4 extra die. So that means plus 5 extra die with the shifted, right?
Yes, and if I'm remembering correctly, the chainsword is a brutal weapon, which means you get +1 to all the extra dice rolls.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So a 5 and a 6 is a...
Is a crit.
Is a-
Yeah, 5 becomes a 6.
It's
4.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm rolling 5d6.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Okay.
So that's
Whoa, 1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 5,
That's
6,
6, 6,
7.
6.
7 extra damage.
Yeah, because the 3 becomes a 4, Dasha.
Yeah. So 7
Yeah.
plus 9. So 16 damage.
That will go.
no. It's you're 7 plus.
Her
I thought
strength
it
is his strength plus 5 or whatever it is,
No,
right?
but it's like 9. Okay.
Her strength is 9, yeah, and then all those extra make it what'd you say, 7? So 16?
16 total, yeah.
He'll take some wounds from this for the first time. He's going to take some wounds. His armor does not prevail here. He's still
They're
alive.
little bullets. These are like giant shells coming from like a cartoonishly large gun.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we go to the top of the order now to be, because that's all the orcs. We go to the top of the order. Group, you're up.
Oh,
For the Emperor. I'll let you guys take a chance to kill him, though. I'll go last.
My attacks are really they're not going to be doing much actually.
Right,
Stuff
'cause
that's well,
his armor
Guys,
is so big.
how
yeah.
do you calculate speed? I don't see it.
It should just say it. I believe for you it's a 7 for a Space Marine.
Can I go again? Are we at the top of the round?
We are at
go,
the top.
Go
of the
ahead.
round.
I'll give you the chance for glory here.
Okay.
Before I move in.
Since I'm on him
I'll go-
anyway.
I'll go after Dasha. I'm trying to build her confidence.
You may want to use the Wrath dice if you wanted to get more 6s to, not the Wrath dice, excuse me, Wrath points, because Wrath points let you re-roll your failed dice in a test or an attack. You can't re-roll the Wrath die. That's the only one you can't re-roll with Wrath points. But go figure, right? But if you like miss a bunch, you can re-roll them with the Wrath point. And I think all of you at least have 2.
Can I make that decision after I roll, or do I have to say?
No, I
Yeah.
think you have to make it after you roll.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll my. Let's see.
Oh, who we lose?
Off Andrew.
Andrew, ruining the stream.
Oh no.
Yeah,
We see Joey still pretty
Wow.
well.
this is my face.
Joey's still fine. It's funny. Everybody else,
Why did it zoom in?
it's a weird thing because when Zoom has screens that are different, moving around sizes, it'll blow
Why-
them up.
Why does your screen never move?
Because I have a dedicated camera to me.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
fancy.
Well, Dasha, you'll start rolling in a second, and we'll be right back, and we'll get Andrew back
Okay.
in here. Wouldn't be a stream without some tech, right? Some issues.
Every time it's one of us.
Makes sense that we're attacking the mech here, I think. All right, we'll be right back.
Sounds
All right.
like.
We are back. We had
Sounds
some
like a
heresy off
heretic to
screen.
me.
Like,
Oh,
you guys
there,
would
Andrew, you-
actually killed me for that.
Andrew went again, but we're
No,
just gonna keep.
as we went back on.
It's all right. We're gonna keep playing because I want to get these orcs dead. Go ahead, Dasha. What's your damage roll here?
Okay, so I am gonna reuse a rat die to reroll because I only got 3.
Mhm.
So actually 1, 2. No, yeah, 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna reroll the ones that did not do well.
Okay,
So I'm
gotcha.
gonna subtract. I have 2 wrath left now.
Okay.
So I'm rolling 6. No, 5. Okay, not bad. So
Hey.
now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2 6s. Can I shift those over? Is 5 enough to hit him?
5 is enough to hit him. His
Okay,
defense
so
is 3.
Okay, so I'll shift the 2 6s.
Great.
So that's 66, right? That I'm rolling
6.
extra.
Yep. 6
Yeah.
extra dice. Yep.
And
Wait, are you
Oh,
with what range are you with it?
I'm right up next to him with my
Dasha.
chainsword.
So you actually get
Dasha.
an extra die.
hold on. And Andrew is gonna kill us here because of this.
'Cause
But Andrew is.
he actually left.
He
That's how
left.
angry-
That's how much damage you did. You made Andrew cower in fear. I'm going to jump on just to get us with the screens, the right amount of screens until he comes back in. But Dasha, just to let you know what you've just done. It's a brutal weapon. So you have +1 to all these. So all of those 5s become 6s.
Oh, that's what a chainsword does?
Oh,
It's a
my
brutal
God.
weapon. So what ends up happening in this case is... There we go. What ends up happening...
And that 3 also counts.
And the 3 counts.
Are you back in, Andrew?
That is insane.
Okay, I'll leave then. What you do here, Dasha, is you've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 criticals with this roll because you have 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, and that 3 becomes an additional one. So you ended up getting 11 extra damage.
Yep.
Jesus.
So 11 plus 9, so that's 20.
Wow.
20. How do you kill this orc?
I think I run him through, like, wherever I can see an opening in his armor somewhere near his torso.
Which is
maybe a weak
impressive with a
spot.
chainsword because it's mostly blunt at the front.
Oh, okay.
No,
In that case...
No,
in
this
that
still
case-
happens though. This
So
still
this
happens.
happens all the time.
It
So
still
I hit
happens.
him at such an angle where it somehow manages to saw its way through his center, and then I just like rip the sword up and like split his body in 2.
Oh my god! And just I hear that revving.
You hear revving and you hear her humming loudly at him. That is channeling her power, the holy powers that fuel her
Well
as she
done, sister.
kills this orc.
The grace that Sanguinius shines upon you. He is certainly perched upon your shoulder.
She's like splattered with orc blood or whatever, or I don't know what orc blood looks like, but she'll look back at you and
Red.
nod.
Yeah.
It's
Praise
red.
the
Wow.
Emperor.
Yeah, it is red.
That's great.
Faith is the sharpest weapon of all.
All right, so I'm just
Here's the
gonna.
weird thing. They're technically plants, and yet they bleed red.
Yeah, that's true. They do really red, and there's red everywhere. I mean, it's a massacre, and there's that one last orc that I imagine Chris would just walk up to and
I'm gonna walk up and bolt pistol him.
bolt pistol him right to the skull. The last orc
I'm
dies.
gonna walk up and curb stomp him his skull onto the stairs.
There you go. There you go. You with your giant power armored leg too. Oh my
Yes.
god, it'd be like crushing an ant.
Curb stomp his face.
Is this like scene over?
Yeah, basically at this point the scene's over. But there's a couple of things to be resolved before I guess we would move from one scene to the next. The combat though is definitely over. At this point you'll regroup at the steps, and you can see there's this like kind of blast worn door that had it's the Emperor's Aquila on it, and it looks like a pretty secure, almost like vault-like thing. And it is at this point the silence, right? There's just the sounds of your feet walking along the platform here. Discuss, talk to each other.
So
All
is
right,
there
guys. That was exciting. I say as I'm like just like sort of like cleaning my gun, like popping out of like cover. You guys did fantastic over there.
You seem to be very highly skilled, yet you use such an ineffective weapon.
Hey, I'm just a dude trying to make my way in the world. What can I say? Thank you.
talking.
Guys.
I'll be right back.
Appreciate it.
I wondered
Guys,
where you'd gone. I thought you'd fled.
You didn't see me like shooting from over there. But
I may have-
for, like some boxes.
Your weapon makes a great deal of din.
Thank you. Now, you guys are all very impressive warriors. I'm honestly like I'm trying to be nice, but like the reality is I am terrified at what I've just seen. Like it's all just a cope. Like I am trying to like be like cheery, even though I just saw some like monstrous alien looking dudes get carved in half by like religious psychopaths.
It must have been a sight to see.
You seem to be displaying fear, scum.
And I'm receiving these compliments. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Just like imagine the scene, like the sister dressed in black and the blood angel dressed in red. Like we kind of split off in different directions.
All of you are like 3 or more feet taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I
think
Andrew.
I'll-
Not
I'll
Andrew.
clap you on the back and say, "There's nothing to be afraid of. You die on my order, not before."
I'm gonna walk
And
up
that's my little
to
joke. Ho, ho, ho.
Annabelle will walk up to Logar and she'll say, "Have no fear. I think a prayer will help ease your anxiety." And she thinks she's like gently like helping him kneel down to pray, but she basically like slaps Hyann and like forces him down to his knee, and she'll kneel with him and like say a prayer.
My strength is 2. Like I actually fall over. I'm also like older.
How old are you, Joe?
I want to say my character is okay.
He's gonna say something insultingly low. He's gonna be like, "I'm 30."
Hold on. This is the Warhammer. This is the Warhammer world. Okay, you're lucky if you make it to like 15. Like,
15
true.
is old for a human.
In your line of work, yes. Yeah.
I'm in my like late 40s. Like
Okay.
late 40s.
Oh.
Like 48.
Really old
Yeah, you're my age.
For Warhammer.
for Warhammer.
That is ancient.
You hear a sound coming from that door with the aquila on it, and it sounds like gears cranking, and the door is sliding upward, the aquila slowly departing from this scene. And before you, almost like a garage door opening, it kind of reveals the cargo inside. I have a couple of things to read, but this will be kind of moving on to a new scene here. Did you have something you wanted to do, Joey? I think you were saying something about ending of a scene or something like that.
So that means my stealth is gone, and yeah.
I think your stealth is gone. Yeah.
We can also just like regroup.
Can we take a recovery or something to get some hit points back?
Yes, we'll talk about that in a second. You'll have a chance to do that. So you you stand before this vast chamber of the Umbraeus. You can see that there looks to be a vast chamber with rows upon rows of stasis chambers, almost like these large tubular beds, and they can stretch from as far as the eye can see. Each of the chamber looks like it has a figure frozen in suspended slumber. They're shrouded in like a blue, dim blue glow from their stasis field. There are a lot of them, a lot. There are, at a quick estimate, at least 10,000 chambers.
Can I investigate one of the chambers?
You can, but there's going to be some things. So again, you're at kind of like the doorway. You haven't entered in yet. And again, it's just rows upon rows. This chamber is bigger than the one you were in that held like cargo. So it's huge. It's massive. And there's one thing that you can notice though, is that every so often, like random intervals, you see one of these chambers opened. It's maybe you see 2 in total in the mass of thousands.
I want to put on my prescience goggles. They just let me see heat signatures.
Sure.
Do I see any significant heat signatures?
Yeah, you put these goggles on, and you probably all think, you think Lagor is probably really like weird when he does this, but he does this often. Normally, he's looking at all of you when he does it, but he's looking around the room, and you can see 6 individual heat signatures hiding behind the stasis chambers, out of sight.
I don't want to tell the party. I don't.
What do you see,
Lord,
Desperado?
what do you see?
You feel
I'm
Annabelle's
terrified.
hand on your shoulder. What do you see?
Oh God. I don't know for sure. Let me check it out, guys, real quick. I'll be right back. And I just give me a few seconds. And I want to quietly sort of like approach these heat signatures, and I want to see if they're human beings or if they're orcs.
As he walks by me, I whisper, "Only heretics deal in secrecy."
Yes. I am like, my heart starts pounding, thinking like, oh, does he know?
Do you have a weapon drawn?
um, I'll have my pistol out,
Okay,
but I'll
auto
have
pistol.
my guns like slung over
It's fine.
my shoulder. Yeah, I want to approach these people as like calmly as possible. And I've sort of my impression is that they might be people.
Yeah, so you approach one of the rows, maybe one of the closer rows of stasis chambers where you saw one that was open. You start heading towards it, and as you maneuver and kind of get different angles, different perspectives, you can see the shifting of the heat signatures. For the rest of you, I would also assume that, Chris, you could probably see pretty well with your tactical armor's visor, but
Yeah,
at this
I'll
point,
assume a position at the top of the stairs and just kind of watch
yeah,
over. Yeah.
and Lagor, as you go over and kind of get an angle in one of the rows where you can finally see one of the heat signatures, they start to move, and maybe at this point, staying low but trying to run, you can see though over one of the chambers there's a man and a smaller figure. What do you do?
Um, I call out and I go, uh, hey, we're here to help. We're human. Like we're not. We're with the Empire.
The Imperium?
The Imperium Empire. I sort of like I don't know. They're older, so they're from 1,000 years ago. Maybe they have a different.
We're from the
They're
Empire.
not from fantasy.
So you, yeah, exactly. You call out and you speak in low Gothic, the more common tongue, and that man stops, from his crouching position, stands up. He's actually pretty tall, probably taller than you. You said you're what, 5'8"?
Like 5'8", yeah.
So this tall, imposing figure, he stands. He has, although he's probably scared because you have a gun and you have all this scenario.
I put my gun in my pocket. Like I put it in the holster immediately.
Yeah, you immediately holster it. That's fine. But he stands tall. You can see he's got like a commanding presence to him. He holds that small child that you can now see behind him, kind of holding his hand out behind him, and he's bald.
Hold my hands up. I have my hands up. Like
Yeah,
no
yeah.
harm.
He's bald. He has these piercing blue eyes, and he's got this like neatly trimmed beard. It looks like as if he just shaved, and that kind of frames the square of his jaw. Although, again, he does have a bit of a weathered, a harried look to him because of the scenario that he's in. And he looks to you and he goes, "Stay here, child." And he says, "They're here to help." "How do we know that you're here to help?"
Do I hear that?
Yes, you'll all hear this. This is coming from maybe, I would say it's maybe like 50 meters inwards in the chambers. So you can see this probably, but it's pretty dark in here. The only light source in this room is the dim blue glows from all of the stasis chambers.
I'll yell, "The Emperor always helps."
Hmm.
Can I try and persuade them to come out?
Sure.
Come out in the name of the Emperor.
Or we'll kill you.
I kind of look at the commissar. You have to inspire them with faith. That was almost a threat.
If you'd like to make
I'm gonna make a persuasion check, right?
yeah, it's not persuasion if I'm not mistaken, is it?
That would be intimidation.
Oh,
It's called. It is persuasion. Sorry, yes, it is.
You're
persuasion.
just too used to dealing with guardsmen.
This is me being persuasive. You wait till I'm trying to intimidate them. I get a 6 for my wrath dice.
That's a critical success. Yep.
4 icons.
So you'll get a glory point. In addition, you can give me a narrative benefit here. So you can decide what it would be, and we'll work together on this. But what would the narrative benefit be? This critical. What would it do in this scene?
Perhaps one of them has been in the guard in the past, the Imperial Guard, and recognizes the uniform.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all going to recognize the uniform, but one of them has like the fear of the commissar.
This actually works perfectly. A third figure pops up from behind you, Joey.
Ooh.
Yeah, this person is a more burly man with a round face, a bald head, prominent bristling mustache. And you could see he's wearing more common clothes than this other individual, more fitting of the lower class of his era, a millennia ago.
I turn around. I'm like, oh, hey,
He has a
great
perpetually
guy.
cheerful grin, and he's got a ladle in his hand. A ladle.
What are you gonna do with that?
He said, I wasn't going to do nothing, but did I hear, were those orders from a commissar?
He's
Commissar
just so
Pentebrace.
abused by the army.
He goes, I was a
Pleased
chef in
to
the
meet-
Imperial Army.
Pleased to meet you. It's pleased to make your acquaintance.
And the one who seemed to be like kind of tall and in charge, so to speak, with the little girl, he says, easy, Grub. We don't know if we can trust them yet. And he says, who are you there? Introduce yourselves.
I'll step into the light finally. I am the Emperor's grace. Stand strong and know that you are in his glory, for the angels of death have come. I am here to protect and to save the loyal and the penitent. I am Ricard.
You hear the sound of an old man who also pops up behind Joey. Hiding from another chamber. This older man, graying hair. He's got a stooped posture, and he goes, "See, I told you, they were here. The angels have arrived." And he comes out right up to you, Chris. This old man. He's got this, like I said, he's like kind of hunched over, but he's using all of his strength to bend down and kind of kneel at your feet.
I'll take some of the orc blood off my armor and I'll draw a blood drop on his forehead.
Oh, the angels have arrived. Bathe me in your light. For the Emperor.
For the Emperor, praise be.
And
Oh, the Emperor.
And I'll look at Joey's character.
You hear you sort of see me mouth the words, but you don't know if I really said it.
He
It's
says,
too far away.
for the Emperor, roar.
Emperor.
Oh.
Finally, a last figure, the last heat signature, Joey, that you had seen, will come from a much more distant row of stasis chambers. A woman, she's more of a medium height. She has a fiery red hair, though. She comes out, and she's wearing a lab coat that's kind of stained with grease, and you can see she's got a tool belt. She has a sort of a really serious demeanor to her, and she'll come out, and she'll say, "Finally, help has arrived. I thought that we were never going to see the light of day again. Praise the Emperor," she says.
Well, you guys still not might if we don't get you all out of here.
So now the
Who
whole
are
group will
you?
come
What are you
out. Just
doing?
let me just reintroduce everything because there's a lot of conversation. So they'll all come out of the stasis rows and meet you kind of towards the main entrance of this chamber. And I assume, Joey, you'll come too. They introduce themselves to you. First up, we've got the man who had the child behind him. He introduces himself. Tiberius Gavriel. He says, "I am a professor here of study. I've been chosen as a de facto leader of those who have awoken."
How many have awoken?
He says, "So far, 37 of us."
When did you awake?
He says, "Not quite sure. It's been hard to tell time, but perhaps a few days." He looks over to the rest of them and he introduces everyone. He says, "This is Dr. Elena Voronova, the fiery redhead who has the tool belt around her." She'll nod as he introduces her. "She's our chief engineer. We have some perhaps plans as to a way to get out of this situation." He looks over and he goes, "Grub. This is Bartok Gruber. He's our chef." And he looks over to the old man. He says, "And Dr. Benjamin Wu." He says, "He is always a devout to the Emperor. It's been quite some time, it seems. We don't know exactly how much time has passed, but our computer terminals here tell us that it's been perhaps suggesting near a millennia."
Yeah, it's been about 1,000 years, at least from what we heard from the guy who told us about this place.
"Excuse me, who told you about us?"
You set the signal beacon. There's a signal beacon from your ship. We picked it up. The request for aid.
"Well, that can't be. A signal beacon. He looks to everybody. Perhaps then we are saved.
Yes, we.
Did you guys not send the signal?
They all kind of look at each other. By the way, the little child has not yet come out from behind the man. She's, you can tell it's a little girl. She's got long, kind of tangled hair. She's wrapped in a blanket, but she has not really come out of the shadows, really, so to speak. It's dark in here, and she's staying behind the man's legs.
I think I'll walk up to her and maybe kneel and try to get her to come out. Just say, it's all right, little one. You'll be safe here.
There's
The
a little
Emperor
bit of a
protects.
flinch. The man kind of takes a step back with her, and he says, she's been just silent since we've awoken. She barely does anything. She doesn't want to see any people. And he kind of looks at her and kind of pats her on the head. You can get a glance at her, though. She has like completely devoid of emotion. She's just like a blank stare.
Why would a child be in the advance party out of stasis?
She says, the man says, I'm not quite sure what woke us from stasis. To be fair, none of us do. None of us were on board when the ship lost control. We don't know exactly how, but something with the warp threw the entire course off. And
Wait,
then,
none of you were on board when?
sorry, none of us were on
Awake.
duty.
Oh, I see.
He says, he looks around at all of them. He says, we all just awoke at roughly the same time, all 37 of us.
I see. Well, we did receive a distress call. A man named Jackal Veronius? Is that the right name?
That name does not ring a bell to me. I don't know a
Wouldn't.
Jackal Veronius.
My character's starting to think we should have listened to the log when we were at the in the helm.
The man
Wait,
goes,
did we
you've
download
been...
it?
Oh, you didn't say that out loud, though?
Yeah, that's just something I'm thinking.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The man says, though, he goes, we sent 2 groups out to see if they could assess the situation better. He looks over to the redhead and he says, Dr. Voronova, can you perhaps explain in more precise terms? And she'll pick up from where he left off. She goes, I'm the chief engineer here on this ship, or was, I guess. We sent about 15 or so individuals to the helm to situate the computer, to find out where we are and send a distress signal. I sent the other crew, including one of my best mechanics, Stu Jansen. He went down to the engine room.
Stooge Anson?
Stu Jansen.
Oh.
Stu Jansen. He went to the engine room hoping he can assess the damage. Perhaps it's just energy source we need. If that's the case, a quick distress signal would call someone from the Imperium, and we were hoping that someone like you would come. So perhaps our troubles are solved. What are you here in? What vessel? And how many garrisons have you brought?
This is it.
Aquila We're an advanced exploratory party. We did not expect anybody to still be alive from the original colonists. We believe your party has run into some trouble after they set the beacon. There was signs of fighting orcs caught wind
Dr.
of the
Wu says,
beacon.
You're right. There's no reason for us to be alive. All of us, 1,000 years in chamber, were never allowed to do that. That would not be possible. Only by the Emperor's blessing are we alive.
The Emperor protects.
He nods. Dr. Voronova says, well, we lost contact with both. She says, our comms link with the 2 groups were severed. One of them, we're fairly certain, they made it to the computer room or the helm, but they were ambushed by those foul greenskins.
We took care of those,
Yes, but there may be more.
of course.
And of
Hope
course,
so.
and then Bartok, the chef, he goes, and don't forget, he goes, you got to remember, he said there was the Catachan devil.
Wait, what?
And they all kind of look at each other. They don't know exactly what to say, but the leader again, Gavriel, he'll come in, Tiberius Gavriel, who'll come into the conversation. Well, you see, Jansen was he was born from the world Catachan. He grew up there. He also served in the Imperial Guard. He's been one of our finest engineers.
From 1,000 years ago?
Yes.
Hmm.
He's a tough son of a bitch, he says. But he was saying on the comms that he heard something. That something might have been following him.
Can't possibly be a Catachan devil here. The native flora of the
Of
native
course,
fauna
no.
of the Catachan.
You're absolutely right. It could not possibly be true, but he said that it reminded him of his time on his home world. I'm going to send you a picture here of what a Catachan devil is. I don't think you need to make a check for this. I think it's pretty common knowledge in the universe what they are. And Dasha, you probably don't know, so I'm going to send it to you.
Definitely do not know, but well, it's like a scorpion.
Yeah, but it's like it would be like the size of an elephant.
My God.
So it's huge, just massive like creature. And the Catachans are known for living on a planet that's actually considered uninhabitable. I don't know if you know that. They do live there though. So it would be normally uninhabitable, but the people there that live there are just so tough. And they make up one of the strongest Imperial Guard regiments, the Catachans.
Wow.
They are jungle fighters. Think of everybody like Rambo. That's who lives on that planet. So that's the Catachans. Now, of course, he says, there's no Catachan devil here on the ship, but he said that he seemed to feel like there was a presence, and we haven't been able to communicate with him for over, what is it now, Doctor? And Voronova goes, it's been about 8 hours.
I wish to communicate with Jacko Veronius. Do we have to be on our ship to do that?
Yes.
I'll say, we should communicate with Jacko. He should deploy some troops here to maintain order, pour out the remaining colonists, provide security.
I agree with that.
The Tiberius, he says, that is wonderful. Yes, but perhaps the signal will be stronger from the comm. We need to get to the helm anyway. We don't know what this ship is even capable of. And if there's a distress signal, then we'll want to amplify it.
All these people in this room, though, are unprotected.
We will remain here. And Voronova, the engineer, says, I will go with them. They'll need someone to fix the engine room once they're done. Perhaps we can go to the comm and then to the engine room to assess the damage.
Ricard?
Yes. Let us go to the comms first. I think that priority should be to saving the inhabitants of this ship and getting them off the ship. Let us get the inbound transports. Then we can figure out the source of this devil.
We also do need to attend back to our colony. I know it's been 1,000 years, but our mission is still our mission.
What was your mission? And
we're colonizing a world called Eridon 5.
I see. And bringing just people or anything else along with you?
That's correct. People, supplies, resources. We brought enough for 10,000.
A test to see if we can know anything about this planet?
We did that, I think, at the beginning when Jackal Vernis gave you the mission. So I think you knew everything you did know about it.
But they're not going to be able to get there because of the Great Rift now.
That's true. Actually, that would prevent them from getting there.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell them that at this juncture.
Yeah, they have no idea. Yeah. You don't want to ruin all their dreams.
I'll just say, the Emperor will use you as he sees fit in the best way for us all. I am sure.
There's enough here to form a whole regiment of guardsmen.
What route did you take to get to this chamber?
Through the Jeffries
Down the
tube
elevator
thing.
shaft.
The shaft.
Down the shaft.
You traveled down through the shaft?
Exactly.
The Jeffries tubes, those shafts are rather dangerous without proper harnesses and equipment.
How do you recommend we get back to the helm?
There is a acting elevator lift that we could take, and he'll like kind of open one of the small computers at one of the terminals that's here, and he'll kind of show you the map. And you actually had downloaded it to Oculus Prime, but he doesn't know that, so he's going to show you one, and he's going to show you how, if you were to travel kind of bypassing some of these shafts, you can get to a service elevator that's actually in use still. He says our first group that went up to the helm that unfortunately never made it to the comms, they took this elevator and it seemed to work.
So we should be on the lookout for orcs then.
Let's go that way to the comms first.
They must have made it to the comms because they set the distress signal.
I'm worried about this
It seems suspicious.
Patron devil. What's something like that doing on a ship like this?
Well, we have nothing to fear, the old man says. We have an angel of death with us.
Emperor protects.
I like you just say the emperor protects like to yourself.
I just said it, just
You just keep telling yourself that.
Don't fear, Lorga. I'll be right behind you with my bolt pistol.
So, healing.
Right.
So this might be a chance to take a quick, short rest. I know you wanted to get some wounds back here, so I'm going to go through the rules for healing and damage and stuff like that. Why don't we all look it up, though, because I don't want to make any mistakes. It's on page 196 in the rulebook. So there's two choices here for resting. One is regrouping and respite. Regrouping is a short period of downtime, lasting approximately 1 hour. Regrouping generally occurs between encounters and affords you time to check ammo, tend injuries, and assess a current situation, discuss tactics, kind of like what you're doing right now, basically. Quickly grab a bite to eat or drink as well. If you have a Medicae rating, you can heal a single character during a regroup. They regain wounds equal to your Medicae dice pool. So I would assume that what this means is that each of you can make one Medicae check to heal somebody, yourself most likely. But if you're not injured, you can use it to help another person.
But you have to have a rating, so you have to actually have a point spent on it.
Yeah, you have to have spend points in Medicae.
But you get natural 2, right, from the eye characteristic.
Right, but it says if you have a Medicae rating.
Yeah, you have to have like training in it. So does everybody have a Medicae rating?
I have
No.
0 in my rating.
What's yours? You don't have one, Chris? I feel like the standard loadout gave you Medicae, no?
0.
Really? Okay. Dasha?
0.
Andrew?
What?
Andrew?
Guys,
Dasha,
should've
you were supposed to
picked
be the
Woodward.
one.
Andrew,
I know
what do you
nothing.
No, I
I am not skilled in that.
got? You're not.
I-
well, luckily they have
a
a doctor.
can I take away? Can I replace like 2 deception points into Medicaid points?
No, not now.
Okay. Not now.
But they
they
have
have a doctor. Well, they must have. There must be members of your party that can tend our wounds.
That's right. They have a doctor.
That's
There's
pretty
also
good.
another thing you can do here. So there's respite. Respite is a longer period of downtime, which is 6 hours. I don't know that you want to spend that much time here, but it's up to you. That would be basically like a long rest in D&D, and basically if your respite goes uninterrupted, your shock and wounds are reduced to 0, and your wrath points reset to 2. So basically, if you just take 6 hours, you would heal like a full heal. I don't know that's what you want to do. It's up to you. Also, Medicae. So when you make a Medicae check, let's just go to Medicae so we can see it. The doctor will be able to use the Medicae check. It's
Until I saw how it was
124.
spelled, I thought you were saying Medicaid check.
Medicae.
Medicaid check.
Get your Medicaid check. Nice.
When your wealth goes below a certain
So-
level, you
Mine's
can-
only $100.
So when you make a DN3 Medicae test, you can restore wounds to a character. Every shifted, exalted icon on the Medicae check to restore wounds increases the wound by 1. So they give you a wound back for every exalted success they get. If you have a Medicae rating, you heal a single character's wounds during a regroup. They automatically gain a number of wounds equal to your Medicae dice pool. Okay, so if it's during a regroup, which is you're doing, they gain any exalted and the Medicae total. So this doctor has got a Medicae total of 4, so it would heal somebody 4 plus whatever successes they get. Did something just happen, Dasha? What happened here?
My light source fell, but I didn't touch anything. Maybe this room is haunted.
I can't wait to watch this back and see exactly how that looked.
It just fell, and it also made a noise because there's a guitar right there, so it like slightly
Bong.
bumped against. Yeah, so you probably heard the little guitar.
Does anybody
Great.
remember when we played Icewind Dale when Joey fell, his seat broke? Do you remember this?
Like,
Wait, what?
Do you remember this? We were literally, Chris, we were live, we're playing, and Joey, I just saw him, he was like this, he was standing there normal, and all of a sudden he was like this. He just went down, eyes went wide.
How do you do that?
Oh,
just-
wait, well, I'm gone.
He just disappeared from view. He was gone. He was just wide-eyed and gone instantly. And we were like, Joey, everything all right? He's like, I think my chair just broke. So basically, let's heal some wounds here. So who's really injured? I think it's Dasha and Chris who are really
Dasha.
injured, right?
I'm down 4 wounds. Dasha was close to death, I think.
Yeah,
So
I
then-
have 1 left. I'm down 9.
All right, so let's let this doctor make his Medicaid check on you.
Yes.
Here.
We should take the 1 hour rest, right? Not a 6-hour rest.
You can do
Party.
the 1 hour. Yeah, the 6 hour might be bad. You don't know who else is going to be here. It's up to you. They'll advise against it. To be fair, Tiberius will say we don't have time to take a rest. But you can do whatever you want with these people.
We'll
You
do
can
the
push
1
them
hour
around.
rest.
Let me
And
tell
you're
you what his
shocked.
rate is. So he's got a 4, and his intelligence. So it's actually 6 in total.
Oh,
Let's
great.
go to the dice roller here. I've got 6 dice. Okay, what'd I get? Let's see.
I see a 6.
He does succeed. It's a DN3, so he does succeed, but he's not able to shift anything. So he's only going to get his Medicaid rating, which is 4. So
Wait, what do you mean?
it's only his Medicaid rating,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
which
I
is
see what you're
4. I should have given the doctor a higher intelligence. Okay. Well, there you go. Either way. So it's going to be, Dasha, you're going to get 4. 4 back.
Do they
4
get any
wounds.
shock back, or is that just a long rest?
No, not with the heal, not with the regroup. Not with a regroup. Although, do you have something, Dasha? Do you have something like faith or something like that helps you with shock?
I might. Let me check. I had a long list of things.
But you know what? Hey, hold on one second. Remember you said you had a med kit? We said if you wanted to give away a glory or give me a ruin, I'd give you a med kit. You want to do that? It would help you.
Yeah, I'll
It
give you
would
a glory.
restore his rank and plus to the shock. So rank plus 1 to the shock. So it would do that in addition to the medical test. So if you want to do that, you want to give me a ruin or do you want to reduce a glory?
I thought
We
we
use
did
a glory.
I thought we already used the glory to get it back.
I don't think we did the test yet, so you'd be at 5 glory is what I got your count at.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're at 5 glory, and Dasha, you will get 3 shock back.
Okay.
So you healed 4 and 3 shock. All good?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So now we go to, let's see. All right, so that's the end of that scene there. As we rest, heal our wounds a bit, everyone prepares for the journey.
Do I find some autogun ammunition anywhere?
There's no weapons here. These people don't really have weapons. They were going to colonize. They were not going to, it was like a world devoid of life. They were going to take the resources. They didn't feel the need to have a militia with them. So,
Well, did you say that there's no wound recovery at all on a 1 hour rest?
there's no automatic wound recovery, correct? You have to
Okay.
make a Medicaid check, and the doctor did it on Dasha.
Okay.
So at this point, we'll move on to the next scene here. You're heading up what's that new service elevator they were referring to? Let me just get us back on track here. Let me get my notes up. Here we go. So you do have to take a small access shaft to get to this corridor with the actual working lift. This will only be a few moments through, the mechanic says, Voronova. She says, I used to know this place like the back of my hand, though I'm relying on this map, and she's taken like a small little computer terminal, like a little pad from that, and she's like looking at it, and she goes, yes, it'll be this way. And she goes and starts to climb through the Jeffries tube. Do you all follow her?
Yeah.
Okay. You and your friends, the agents, begin to climb this narrow service shaft, your hands and feet finding purchase on the cold metal rungs. The dim emergency lighting casts a long shadow, making the ascent feel like an eerie journey through an abyss. As you climb higher, the creeping unease settles in. Your silence is broken by the echo of your own breath and the distant hum of machinery. You can't shake the feeling that something is there, lurking in the shadows just beyond your vision. As you come through level by level, passing through more access shafts to your left and right, your
Can
instincts
I take
scream.
can
Your
I take
instincts scream a warning. Go ahead.
Can I take like a sort of, would it be insight? Or
What's your
actually,
purpose?
hold on. Wait, it would be awareness. Can I take an awareness test?
Sure. Are you using your goggles?
Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and give you an increase in your dice there, +2 to that dice pool.
Okay. Here, let me roll on. I'm gonna roll on the. As much as I do love rolling d6s.
It's good to see it. We can all see it this way. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, how do I roll more than 5?
You just go to
It's
the
/R space 5d6.
there you go /R space and then however many d6s you want.
What does that mean? /R.
You type
you
into
type
yeah.
//
you type into the chat, the / and then R, and that'll be that's the cue to roll, and then a space, and then 5d6 or however many d6 you want. Have you never done that ever, Joey?
No.
I'm shocked. Look at that. It rolled.
Oh,
What'd you
no.
get?
I got a 1 on the wrath die.
Ooh, 1 on the wrath die.
That ain't good.
It's not good. That ain't good.
Your eyeballs
like
bulge out of their socket. Here's what we'll do. We roll the 2d6 on the mishap chart.
All right. 54.
All right, we'll look this up. I'll tell you what you see in a second, though. Critical miss chart, right? Critical failure. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
197. I feel like I had this chart up before, and I can't find it. I don't see it, Joey, actually. Can you find it for me while I describe what you see? Critical failure.
Find what?
The critical failure chart, the when your wrath die rolls a 1. Can you see if you can find that? I had that page pinned, I thought, but I don't see it now.
Do you know what page number it is?
Never mind. I do see it. Consequences chart. Yeah, it's actually only one thing here. Wrath. This is not wrath. This is wrath. It's in the wrath die section. Gaining glory using shifts. No, I can't find it. We'll look it up later if we have to. But here's what's going to happen, Joey. You got how many successes in total, despite that wrath die?
I got, I believe, 3. Or, sorry, 2 exalted and 1 normal.
5.
So it'll be 5. Okay, good. That's 5. So what you do is you look around as you go up through, and like I said, there's all these different access shafts. You're going up. You're ascending like a ladder. As you look to the right and left, there's all these different access crawlways. You feel like out of the corner of your eye, on the right-hand side, you can see a blip of that like heat signature, but it's just there for a moment. You don't actually get a physical lock on something, just a flare on your goggle.
Oh my god. Who's next to me?
Well, where are you in the order?
We can decide. I assume that you're having the engineer leading the way, and then it would probably be. I feel like you're not the leader usually.
I would go first.
I would be
also
last to make sure nobody drops behind.
I sort of go to Chris since he has like another set of visors. I'm like, sorry, what was your character's name?
Ricard.
Ricard. I think I spotted something, and I sort of like gesture towards.
Oh, look!
The direction.
I do have implants for vision and hearing to improve my vision and my hearing. Even low light vision, it says.
Impressive.
I even like ready my auto gun.
Joey, give me a D6.
Oh, son of a. Okay, here we go.
So your wrath complication, it could be narrative, but I'm going to have a complication consequence here that we're going to roll into the scene. Roll ahead.
6. I rolled a 6.
A 6? Yeah, Joey, you get like a massive splitting headache. Almost like you're like you've lost control for a moment. And it frightens you.
Oh God.
Yeah, it frightens you. You are like scared. You feel like you
I
can't
started
move.
screaming.
You're locked in place. You can't move. You let out a scream, this loud scream. It echoes down all the tubes.
Oh my God. I like put my hands to my head if I can, and I'm like, ah.
You get a feeling now at the end of this, once that subsides, that something is trying to communicate with you in some way. That's what you'd get from this.
Oh.
There's an entity that is trying to communicate with you.
I freak out like the space peasant I am. And I pretty much hide behind whichever power armored
Chris.
person is nearest to me.
Chris is near you.
I like
Stand
something
behind me. I am your shield.
Something tries to communicate. Something was trying to. I don't know. I'm like freaking out.
You do like the Scooby Doo and Shaggy thing, where you just like jump into Chris's arm.
Yoinks!
Like I'm actually like small enough to appear to him to do that.
He wouldn't even have to lift a finger. He just hold. He could just
like
really one hand your whole body, like. So that's what happens.
I actually like cling to his power armor for a second. I'm scared out of my mind.
You cling to his cold ceramite power armor, and Chris, how do you react?
I ignite my power sword and I scan and look for the source of whatever scared him.
Yeah, you kind of take a couple steps back down the rung, and you look at the access shaft to the right that he was looking at, and it's empty. It's clear. Your vision sees perfectly through the darkness here, and there's nothing.
What did you see?
What did I see? I don't know.
Where was it? Where?
It was over. Do I like really have like a good sense of where it was?
Not quite. No, it was a blip on your goggles. The woman calls from up top. She goes, "There's only a few more meters. We're here."
I have a quick question.
I got it.
I have a question relating to my archetype ability. I feel like this might be a moment to use it, but I'm not sure because I don't understand some things it says. It's called Purity of Faith. It says you and any allies within 15 meters gain plus double rank bonus dice to corruption tests. You gain plus double rank bonus dice to any test to resist the effects of a psychic power. What is a corruption test, and will that help my allies in this moment?
So this is not a corruption test.
Okay.
But it might be a psychic power.
Okay.
Is it a psychic power?
It is not a psychic power, but it does.
What?
It does feel like some sort of psychic connection. It's not. You're not hurt by it, Joe. There's no like in-game effect. It's not like. It's not smite or something like. You know what I'm saying? It's not like an attack.
Mind
power.
War. It's Eldrad.
So anyway,
are you allowed to tell me what a corruption test would be, or like what the situation would be?
That would be like resisting resisting like chaos forces. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So it won't need that right now, but keep that in mind as we continue. Things might.
But this is because of the. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because it wasn't like a resistance test.
Yeah.
It was because of the wrath that was.
It was because of the wrath die. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a narrative complication. So yeah, but good idea there, Dasha. Andrew, what do you do?
I shout up, "Push forward, soldier!" Even though he's not a soldier.
I'll grab him by like the scruff of his coat and like continue climbing up and get to the top.
Sure. You get to the top of the access shaft, and you can see now it's a more spacious hallway. She says it's just this way, and you can see the lift ready. You'll spend a few more minutes going with her to the lift. The lift will take you up all the way from you were down in the bowels of this Hulk, you're going back up to the top where you once came. And you finally get to the area of the helm again. Everything seems similar. As you went through, you saw moments of bloodshed, right? You saw the orc weapons, things like that. And then finally you get back to the room. It looks as you left it. You can see the 5 servitors, 2 connected to the helm, the others standing a guard. And, you all enter Oculus.
I take cover behind,
Sure.
like into the looking at the door.
Oculus Prime follows you in. Yeah.
I tell Oculus Prime, check the log for pertinent events.
She goes, this is crazy, Voronova. She goes, there was no resistance.
What do you mean resistance?
Our group, they were attacked. They didn't make it here. We had no resistance, none such resistance.
Perhaps we killed all the orcs that came on their ship.
Yeah, perhaps praise for the Emperor is indeed warranted here. She goes, I'll access the terminal, no need. And she'll kind of motion to Oculus to stay back.
I stand right next to her in her personal space.
I'm like, I don't know about resistance. I still think there's something chasing us. And I'm honestly looking crazy.
I'll keep an eye out with you. I'll be kind of scanning behind us so nothing sneaks up on us.
She'll start to move
You mean
forward
panicking?
towards the comm terminal, the computer terminal, and the servitors again get in the way. They prevent her from going. She goes, "What is this?" She tries to maneuver around them, and they again, using their massive wrench-like arms, prevent her from getting there. She goes, "This is not right. Let me access the terminals." She says, "Stand down," and they do not.
I'll say to her, we can use Oculus Prime. They do not interfere with him. What would you like them to do? I want to look at the log.
Perhaps
Oculus Prime, check out the log.
Perhaps that would be fine, she says. I guess we need to know a few things. We need to know about the engine status.
Should we just kill them if they're getting in our way?
Perhaps that would be the best option, she says.
We do not know their function.
She says, what function would we need?
They have been maintaining this ship for the past 1,000 years, millennia.
Maybe we can restrain them?
Maybe we could just have
With
Oculus
guard?
Prime.
Fine, yes.
God,
let's
yes.
have the servo skull do its work. Engine status, and perhaps if there's any sort of log about the warp rift that caused us to go into the oblivion. She looks to all of you.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you've been lost in the warp for 1,000 years. And
says-
as a commissar,
It appears
and,
so.
and it's the sister battle. I'm like, doesn't the warp have an effect on humans who are there for a prolonged amount of time?
They have been in stasis. Perhaps that is. I do not see any obvious mutations on her.
It would have.
Look,
You're talking
said
to. You're not talking to her,
mutations.
right? You're talking to Dasha.
I was talking to my
No,
my friends
I'm
here.
talking to Rickard, but the
gotcha.
woman can hear me, and I don't care.
Okay.
I don't really care if she can hear me. I don't care about such things.
Andrew, can you check your email, the Hotmail?
Oh, God. That's never a good sign.
Never a good sign. Oh God.
You'll see Oculus's back panel, and before he goes in, he asks you a question. Is there anything you command me to look for? That would be to Andrew.
I wish to know the log, what happened. And if there were any pertinent events, was the ship got lost in the warp?
Understood. It'll read out in the back, and he'll fly over. The servitors will let him, pass and do the same thing as he done before. I'm sending you something, Andrew. Beep, beep, boop. He goes in, does his computer stuff, and then he'll fly back after a few minutes of logging data. Andrew, I'd like you to maybe sift through the data for everybody as you're looking at Oculus's back panel.
Okay. I don't see the email yet.
Oh, okay. I sent it. Whoops. It was too much to put in I feel like a chat, but
They're what it is.
you didn't see it. I see it. That it's sent.
So, the Hotmail
Uh-oh.
one, right?
He seems to be having
The
internet
machine
issues.
spirit is
The machine.
angry.
Corruption in a machine spirit.
Oh no, Andrew's gonna log off, isn't he? Don't do this to us, Andrew. Are you here?
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Okay,
I see it.
go
Yeah.
ahead. She comes to you as well. Voronova will come and like sit by your side or stand by your side, and she goes, "What have we found?"
I will tell you just as my email loads.
You'll see the
appears there
readout
was-
starting on the back of his panel there. And she seems to be very curious. She'll like lean over your shoulder to see the readout.
Oh, it's awful brave of a woman.
So I'll start it and she can take over from me reading it. It says Warp Rift Catastrophe. The data logs recount a harrowing tale of the Umbraeus' ill-fated jerk. And then it cuts out. Because it hasn't loaded up yet.
Oh, are you serious? On your
Actually,
end? Get out of
Yeah.
here. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it. I can't
We
believe
can
that.
Pretend like we don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Although I kind of wanted to read it in Pentabrace's
Oh,
voice.
hang on
but-
a second, I got an idea. Oh, no, that hasn't worked either.
I'll forward it to everybody. So you have it anyway. Okay, I'm sending it to everybody. Here you go. In case whoever would like to read it out loud can. I'll start though. Warp Rift Catastrophe.
I got it. Warp Rift Catastrophe. The data logs recount a harrowing tale of the Umbraeus' ill-fated journey. It was originally a vessel bound for colonization, but it was ensnared by a violent warp rift. The rift tore through the ship, wreaking havoc and plunged it into the treacherous realm of the Immaterium. Terraforming machinery intact. Engine status and power shortage. The terminal reports that the Umbraeus' engines have fallen into a critical state. They're in dire need of a fuel and a substantial power source to initiate a jump through the warp. The ship's reserves are almost depleted, and without a significant influx of energy, the hulk remains adrift, teetering on the brink of oblivion. The distress signal on the security protocol. The terminal reveals a stringent security protocol in place to prevent unauthorized access and tampering with the ship's systems. The protocol, initiated by the chief engineer, was intended to safeguard against interference with the distress signal and critical ship functions. The distress signal, nearly depleted due to the warp surge, has been set on an endless loop, broadcasting a dire situation into the void. However, any attempt to disrupt or shut down the signal, as well as unauthorized access to the computer systems, was strictly prohibited. Chief Engineer's authorization is recorded as the author of this command, S. Jansen. The Jansen fellow. Drastic measures. The security profile comes with a grim ultimatum. If anyone attempts to violate these rules, the terminal is programmed to respond with extreme measures. It will initiate a shutdown of life support systems, jeopardizing the lives of everyone aboard the Umbraeus. It appears that Jansen was determined to prevent any interference, even at the cost of the crew's survival.
And that's the end of
Well-
the report from Oculus. He finishes that last line and then we'll await your commands. And she reads that and she goes, she was right next to you when she read that. She goes, Jansen never mentioned that.
Why would Jansen do that? That seems... If the risk is all lives in the ship are lost, then why would you lose all the lives in the ship to not lose the lives in the ship?
It doesn't make sense.
Perhaps something else was being shipped that
The-
the rest did not know about. And I'll like give everyone kind of a look. Like, I don't want to say it in front of her, but we all remember the secret thing that may have been on this ship that Jackal Veronius told us about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there must be something on this ship that's more valuable than human life.
How long
Or
have you
more
known this
dangerous.
Jansen? Voronova, how long have you known this Jansen?
We prepared the ship a few months beforehand.
And what was his occupation before he left?
He was a mechanic. He worked in the Imperial Army, and as you heard, he was a Catachan.
And where did you say he is now? In the engine room.
That's where I sent him, yes.
And this is why these servitors are blocking us. Just as well we didn't
He must
injure
have
them.
programmed the servitors to stop us from going through.
And if we would have tried, the ship would have shut down life support.
That's if we mess with the computer.
So the one thing, though, that you would all realize, though, is that that distress signal, obviously all the programmed controls, this was all done 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is all stuff that's done pre-warp incident.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they set a distress signal when they're not in distress?
Maybe the distress was anticipated by some parties.
Unless
Did Jensen was set on one of the 2 missions that didn't return, is that right?
That's correct. We lost
You said
contact
it
with
w-
him.
And this was the group that you said encountered works.
No, we sent him to the engine room
I see. Alone? With a party?
with a group, 15 or so.
I think we should go to the engine room. Now.
I'd like to speak to this Johnson.
I agree.
How do we get
Absolutely. We shall head there promptly.
Also, how many people are with us right now?
Just the one, Voronova.
Voronova.
Oh,
Is there a way, Commissar, for you to contact our
Yes,
benefactor from here?
Jackal Veronius.
Oculus will answer that question. Use of the comms right now are not allowed. The only thing that's allowed to be broadcast is the distress signal that is partially deleted.
Oculus, can we use the comms on the Aquila lander?
Of course.
Alternative plan, Ricard, would be to proceed to the Aquila lander and summon help. But I would prefer to speak to this Jansen first, personally.
I think at this point, we've uncovered a deeper secret. Somebody thought something aboard the ship was more valuable than the humans. So we should go with that
Shouldn't
thought
we?
process.
Shouldn't we escort the living folks into our ship?
I don't know if we have enough room for
We can't support 1,000 people.
Oh.
10,000.
I was
Well,
thinking of just the survivors.
The survivors that came out of their stasis, there's only 30 something of them.
Yeah, do we have enough room for 30 something people?
You probably could fit. I mean, if they're just crammed in there, you probably could fit them. Especially the 6 that you just met, they could fit in no problem.
I say we go to the engine room.
Yeah, I think an interrogation is in order.
I would like to find more before reporting back to Jackal.
Yeah, let's go to the engine room, and we've uncovered a problem now. This is more than just a recovery of human life. This is about a deeper mystery.
Give me a, let's see here. Who has the highest, what's the tech skill here?
Ooh.
I have a 3.
I have a 2.
I have a 3.
Joey, give me a tech skill check.
Oh, that's right. I committed to rolling. Person. 2.
2. Although you don't know much about this, the one thing that stands out in that log to you would be the terraforming machinery. You don't know much about terraforming, how it works, the science of it. That's your check did not succeed on that, but that would stand out to you. Terraforming equipment is extremely rare. You don't often, like, even in today's Imperium, it's very rare that those like sacred engines exist.
Yeah, I relay that. Like, Terraforming technology is actually kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't heard any planets get terraformed recently.
We do have a device that will help us when we arrive.
Maybe that's what what's his face is after.
And he was here. He was with us. Why would it?
The rogue trader.
Oh, the rogue trader. She's talking.
Jacal.
Thinking you're talking about Jansen.
Oh, okay.
Well, Jacal was after whatever he could find, but he would
That
be
would be,
exceptionally pleased.
That would make somebody very rich. It would be like you would be
Such as us with our 20%.
yeah.
We gotta get that terraforming technology.
I want to buy a melta pistol, so I want some money.
I think you'll be able to afford one.
Good.
So the scene will end here, and you'll head towards the engine room. Voronova will guide you the most direct route, the safest route. But she says without a lot of the turbo lifts in service, it may be difficult to get down. Are you up for this? She says.
Oh yeah, we're up for anything.
All right. Then she'll take you to another one of those access shafts, and the descent will begin one by one. You enter into that dark crawl space, heading further and further into the Umbraeus. And that's where we're going to pause. Part 2. We go to part 3, the final episode. What's going on in the Umbraeus's engine room? And who is this Jansen? And what the hell is a terraforming machinery? Tune in next time to find out. Thank you for watching, everybody. All seriousness, I had a lot of fun with this episode. There are a lot of things that are going to happen. I know for certain there's some things that you're not going to know that are going to happen. There's some things that I'm sure that you will do that I will not anticipate that will happen. But I'm excited to see how it all unfolds in the final episode. Also, don't forget, we got Tomb of Horrors tomorrow. We'll see Chris back. Also, this weekend, I'll be posting tons of live feeds on Facebook, so check out social media. All the links for that are down below, as we are at the Battle for Salvation, our gaming club's Warhammer 40K tournament. We're releasing the lists tomorrow morning, so if you're interested in Warhammer 40K, see what the army lists are like of all the people there. We actually have some high-profile 40K players coming. Obviously, we have Chris there. Jawa Balls, the original YouTuber, but we have some of the best players in the world. We've got I'm going to do some name drops. We got like Andrew Gagno coming represening the Tau. We got Sean Naden. I don't even know what he's playing. Andrew is like, I'm leaving because I can't compete with these people. Andrew will be playing, but yeah, we'll see.
Is Sean coming?
He's there. Sean Naden will be there, captain of the American team. Yeah. So we'll be posting some stuff for that, so you can
Team
see.
America.
Yeah.
Is this the infamous tournament as seen on Bob's other episode where there was what was it, like a cyborg invasion? Is this the same?
Yes. Oh yeah. In the End of the World RPG, it's
Get
very
an
meta.
inside scoop. Watch that episode.
It's very meta. Yeah, we already foretold what's going to happen there, so it's not going to be good. And Joey, doesn't end well for you.
Doesn't end well for me either.
We'll see.
Oh no.
But we're going to get going. We'll see you all later. Hopefully Andrew gets the machine spirits on his side next time and we can get a clean stream from him. But we'll see you all in 1 week for the final episode of Warhammer Wrath and Glory. Thanks for watching.
Bye,
we'll
friends.
See you on the tabletop.
Bye,
Good night.
guys.